Hello everyone, I'm Hacklebeast, and this is... oh, I don't have music on. And this is the second match of the Gambit Cup quarterfinals. IFU's Oxurg versus SAS Ace. I guessed red and blue, am I right? No, it is reversed. Curses, that would have been really cool if it coincidentally was that. So let me switch around the colors there, and turn on sound. Sound, music volume. Oh yeah, there we go. So, we have a little bit of an earlier cast today because of ISL and Easter stuff. Hopefully we still have a good turning out. That sounds a little bit loud, so I'm actually going to turn down both of those. Hopefully the helicoptering is fixed. Somebody gave me a solution yesterday and it seemed to have worked. Fingers crossed on that one. But we shall see. Oxurg throwing down the 9 pool while Ace has his Overlord under construction. So we'll see what kind of build he goes for. On a 2-player map, he is going to be in a really bad spot if he goes for the 12 hatch. And there's no chance that Oxurg scouts the wrong location and misses it. This is the number 4 versus number 5 match, with SAS getting to number 4 rankings and IFU at 5. Both very talented teams. Specifically SAS. SAS has just so many good players on it, and what held them down to a 4th place ranking was the fact that not all of their players showed up to all of their matches. If Draw, Ace, Zeke, and the rest of them. There's some other ones, but mainly if Draw, Ace, and Zeke had showed up to every clan war and played in every clan war, it would not be out of the realm of possibilities that SAS would be undefeated at this point. But Ace is here for this first match, so we'll have to see what cast they have in tow. And IFU, obviously, a talented team in their own right, would not have gotten 5th place if they didn't have some very good players. First 6 Zerglings out for Oxurg, but Zeke, he does go for a 12 hatch, but it's an in-base 12 hatch. So, it's going to be a little bit safer than the out-of-base one. Ooh, sneaky from Oxurg, not sending them down this ramp because he knows the Overlord would have caught them. It's taking a little bit longer of a path to get up and around, but he needs to keep moving them. Ooh. This, just waiting here, just that little bit is actually going to give Ace enough time to get up an appropriate number of lings. So Oxurg is going to be going 9 pool, yet cannot punish Zeke's 12 hatch. That's going to be really costly for him. He can't even get any drones. He's not moving out with the Zerglings. He just wants backstabs. Well, lings are out. Ace, those are the timings for lings if Oxurg had gone for an in-base 12 hatch as well, but clearly he has not. They're moving down now. I guess this is what he wanted. He wanted to go in with a full control group of speedlings. Speed has finished, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough. And whoa, Ace getting +1 attack for his lings. Is he getting speed? He's gonna get speed first. So that's going to be finishing pretty soon, but going for an evolution chamber and +1 attack? +1 obviously would be really good if it could finish, but that's an if it can finish. Oxurg has so many speedlings in Ace's base right now, it might be hard to even get that far. Oxurg probably very confused by the evolution chamber as it is. Speed has finished for Ace. Okay. Well, Spire's on the way. Ace already does have an evolution chamber, so he can throw down spore colonies, but it's looking almost like a speedling all-in from Ace. He's just going to flood lings off of the 2 hatcheries, and +1's going to hit eventually, and Ace's lings will be so much better than Oxurg's, but he's going to have to worry about the Mutalisks, and I think the Mutalisks might be able to get out before +1. I do believe so. But Ace coming in with a lot of speedlings now. Oxurg has a okay number, but not quite as many as Ace. Ace going in for the attack. Oxurg does not have the perfect arc, so Ace might be saving himself a couple casualties with that engagement. Oxurg forced to retreat. Is there a creep colony? Yes. A creep colony going down and already a sunken colony there, so Ace gonna have a really hard time breaking in with that much static defense from Oxzerg. He might be able to snipe the Spire, just because it's a little bit farther away. I don't think that Sunken Colony quite reaches, at least not on this side. But Ace is going to be hard-pressed to find any damage he can do. Oxzerg had thrown down that Sunken Colony very early, seeing how how Ace was not going for a lair. I'm really curious about this +1. It's up to 80% done. Still needs just a little bit more. And Ace is now getting his Spore Colonies up to defend against the few Mutalisks. But the issue with the Mutalisks is... the Mutalisks will be able to take out all this, and Ace bringing a drone. He's going to actually try to Sunken Rush now, throwing down the Sunken. Oxzerg Sunken going to go down pretty quickly, not defended very much. There are 2 Mutalisks overhead, but only 2 Mutalisks overhead. They can't do that much damage to the Lings. Drones being pulled to try to protect the Sunken. He's doing a pretty good job, but the Sunken's still slowly but surely losing health. Finally goes down. Only drones are left, and that Spore Colony, he's making it into a Spore Colony. That's just to defend against the Mutalisks. The Sunken's already down, he really doesn't need it into a Sunken, and he's going to be able to continue this attack, but he needs to keep some of his Lings alive, and yes, he does. So Spore Colony rush on Oxzerg to defend the Lings. He's now going to snipe the Spire. Oxzerg has 7 supply, of which 6 is fighting units. There is a single drone hiding back here, and only 10 minerals. If Ace snipes that, Ace will win the game. But he doesn't quite see it yet. Meanwhile, Ace at a comfortable 22 supply and snipes the Spire. So Oxzerg in a horrible position, and Zeki's +1 finally kicked in. I don't even know if the +1 actually helped him in this engagement. It seems like he was doing pretty fine without it. But now has so many Lings, he can ignore the Mutalisks. The Spore Colony is not needed to take out this stuff. Doesn't quite get the lair, though. And Oxzerg can come back with his 1 drone. He has 10 minerals. So he needs 5 trips back and forth with the drone. Oh, he is not going to get 5 trips back and forth with the drone. And now with only 1 Ling, he can't kill the Spore Colony. Because just, if Ace keeps 2 Lings here, there's nothing Oxzerg can do. Like, there is literally no way for him to win this game. Zeke could go AFK. Ignore one of the Mutalisks. The other Mutalist's not even going to bother fighting. And the lair goes down. Only the spawning pool left, and Zeke is going to take out that. Oxzerg getting pretty close to elimination at this point. Only 2 buildings left. But hey man, don't GG when you don't have to. There we go. Don't GG at all. Oxzerg has left the game. He's gonna be banned. He's gonna be banned. It's the playoffs, man. You gotta have more composure than that. Because if IVU advances, he's not gonna be able to play against NB. So Ace making the +1 build work. Oxzerg, I think Oxzerg made a mistake in the beginning there, not sending in the Speedlings, or not sending in the normal Lings when he had 9 pool versus 12 hatch. It's like, you got to attack with that. You can't be doing sneaky stuff with those first Lings. Just go kill him. Anyway, replay number 2: draw versus must. Now there are anti-spoiler replays, so if you happen to see there is a number 7 in here, ignore the number 7. Because it may or may not be a real game. I do not know. We already saw in the other series there were anti-spoiler Ace matches. So, in the top left position we have Sass Draw, who is white. There we go. And in the bottom left we have IFU Must, who is blue. There we go. So, PvP on Jade. Jade's one of the more common maps to see PvPs on. It's a pretty good map for Protoss. Protoss players tend to get a little bit Protoss maps tend to be the maps with the reverse ramps. As a really general rule, and the reverse ramp probably doesn't have much to do with it. I think it's more coincidence. Except for Tears of the Moon, of course. It's historically known as one of the worst maps for Protoss in history. I'm pretty sure Tears of the Moon was a reverse ramp map. I always wondered where... excuse me. I always wondered where map makers come up with names for maps. Like Aztec. What relation does Korea have to the Aztec? That's such a weird name to pick. I don't know. Jade's another weird one. I don't know why this map inspires Jade. I wonder if they actually try to name the maps based on what the map's like. On certain ones, they certainly do. Like, obviously, Heartbreak Ridge, there's a certain... that map is very Heartbreak Ridgy. There are ridges on it, and they break hearts consistently. But, like, Tornado? Did that map really look like a tornado? Does Fighting Spirit really look like a Fighting Spirit? Anyway, Must, with an interesting scouting pattern, going to go close first and then scout cross. I believe that's based on the fact that he did not see draw scouting probe when coming down. So, it was more likely that draw was cross, was close as opposed to cross. And whether it was luck or whether it was completely calculated, the scouting pattern will work out for Must, and he will find Draw's base, while Draw still looking around for Must. So, Must skipped his first Zealot, went immediately for Dragoon, based on the fact that he didn't see a scouting probe, doesn't need to have a need to kill it, but his core is going to be finished faster, and now throwing down a second gateway. Meanwhile, Draw's core not quite done yet. Did he build 2 Zealots? Yeah, he did build 2 Zealots. So Draw's core is significantly delayed. And we'll have to see what he goes for after that, if he goes for a faster Robo, or if he throws down some gateways like Must is. Alright. No lag? No lag, apparently. Cool. I have not been reading the stream chat at all, and I looked over, talking about lag. That would have made me sad if there was horrible lag. Oh, and Must is going DTs. As there are more people in here, I'm gonna throw it out there. Don't say anything about Pro League Finals. Like, don't say anything about Pro League Finals. If I see it, I will ban you. Just that series should not be talked about for people who have not seen it. And if you have not seen Pro League Finals, you should watch Pro League Finals. And it's not even like you should see this one game from Pro League Finals. You should see Pro League Finals. Whoa. Did that Zealot make the animation or make the sound and not actually get an attack off? That's what it looked like. Anyway, Must isn't going to be able to do much at all because he didn't build those first 2 Zealots. So his army's going to be weaker. But is Draw... Ooh, Draw went 3 gates. How long is it going to take him to get his Robo up? You can get your Robo up pretty quickly off of 3 gates, or you can just pump out consistent units. He's sending down the probe now, and I think that the probe is going to be what determines exactly what his Robo timing is. But that probe is going to get there a little bit too late to throw down a reactionary Robo. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, DTs are on... There, DTs are on the way. And the probe going to see Templar Archives? Uh-oh. Oh, just barely going to see the Templar Archives before dying. And now Draw needs to throw down a Robo. Okay, not enough time for a Robo. Gonna throw down the Forge instead. That should work as well, although it means that he can't do any... it'll be a very long time before he can do any pressure. that was the right decision. If he had gone obs, it would have been really risky that he just lost the game immediately. Draw going in for an attack now. He wants to try to do some kind of damage before the DTs get out, but he will not have that opportunity as the first DT is already out. Ooh, is Draw going to go for it? Does he not notice the DT? Because he can't win this. Okay. He's now going to pull back. I do not know why you would attack there. There's just like two free goons and a free couple of zealots. I don't think he even killed a dragoon. I know that that's why you pushed out across the map initially, but I know that the initial push out across the attack was to try to stall for time for DTs, but I don't know why you actually engage there as opposed to just kind of sit outside until you see a shimmer, then back up. Because the cannon would have been in time, I think, even if the DTs, even if you hadn't done that. Anyway, cannon, DT trying to focus on the cannon, gets 2 hits off on it, but is going to need 4 more. 4 more? 4 more to kill it off. Oh, well, 3 more now because the Dragoon got a hit. These Dragoons trying to trap the DT but don't quite get it. Is there a... Ooh, there's not a cannon! There's not a cannon in the mineral line! Draw tried to get fancy. He only built 1 cannon to block the ramp, but he didn't put one in the mineral line! He has the Observer coming out, so that DT isn't going to get that many kills. But still gets 4, 5 probe kills? Oh, Draw... A little bit too fancy for his own good. So, Draw can now push up the ramp as he has a much bigger force and a couple zealots to vanguard that attack, tank the goon shots as the rest of the army comes up. And now Draw does have a solid army, but he took a pretty big economic hit to Must by going DT's able to get down his expo a lot faster. And if Must does not die to this immediate attack, Must is going to have quite the advantage. Two cannons going down. Really finding it hard not to spoil Pro League games. I'm doing my best though. But if you watch Pro League, this would inspire you to think of a game. Yeah, so if you know what I'm talking about, imagine me talking about that right now. And if you're watching this on VODs, you should turn off this VOD and go watch Pro League. They come back to this VOD, I'm not saying don't watch this, but you should probably watch that one first. Just gonna throw that out there. Anyway, Draw forced to back up because the cannons are gonna be a little bit too good with that much of a force. I know I'm terrible. No, I'm terrible. And Draw has a Temple Archives of his own. Has either player going for Storm yet? That would be the next logical step. Must has a High Templar out, but not actually researching Storm. Could be for an Archon, or could just be waiting a little bit before starting Storm. And Draw is going to elevator in 2 DTs, 2 zealots. There are no cannons in the base. Is there no observer? There's no observer. The robo's only halfway done, and there is now a cannon finished. But Draw is going to drop all of his units on top of it. That cannon is going to go down before it can finish, and now Draw has a great opportunity to do some damage here. Mustard was not prepared against a DT drop at this stage in the game, and he is going to lose a lot of his probes, or at least force them to be pulled. He's already lost a good number. And now, does that... I think that pylon only powers that gateway exclusively, so I'm not sure why he's focusing that one down. The Robo, obviously a much better target. And Must is going to move out himself. Now it is Draw who has the small army hiding behind DTs. And Draw might actually have a pretty tough time holding this off. He has 1 cannon down. Going to need a couple other ones. What's in the shuttle? Nothing's in the shuttle. At the same time, Must losing everything in his base, it seems like he does not care about it. He's going all in with this attack, and this is a very strong attack, but he doesn't have observers. He doesn't have observers, and Draw has 1 DT, and I think 1 DT is just going to be enough, because Must can't kill it that fast. And I mean, unless the Archon gets really, really lucky with Splash, I think that Draw is targeting down the Archon on purpose just to make sure that some freak accident like that doesn't happen. But Draw is putting a wall at the front just to try to delay. That's all he needs to do. Let the DTs do damage. Meanwhile, DTs continuing to take out buildings in the base. Must is not reacting to that at all. He is all in with this attack, and DTs are going to slowly whittle away the Dragoons. Must now retreating, but in a terrible position. He is technically ahead on supply, but he just has no way to deal with this. That pylon powering 2 of these powering just this gateway. But 2 more pylons gone, and then he'll be able, and then Must will have absolutely no gateways. He did finally get a robo bay, a robo facility, and an observatory. So it looks like he won't lose his entire base, but losing the Nexus, losing the robo, losing the cannons, losing some pylons, obviously quite the detriment. Where's the observer? There's the observer. The observer's not going in the right direction. It's not as if you don't know where the DT is. Kill the DTs. Kill the DTs. Nope. Just gonna walk over to this corner. Is he really gonna lose his Templar Archives? No, he's not gonna lose that Templar Archives at least. So, meanwhile, Draw has been able to expand still quite amazingly, even on supply, after all of that. Oh, and Draw has 3 more DTs and a shuttle. Was he trying to pick up that Templar? No? Just a lone Templar walking out middle of the map? And then realizing, oh, my base is at the north, not the south. Whoops. Probably should head in that direction. But it's fine. So, 3 DTs coming back in. There are observers out, so it's going to be hard to do that much damage once again. But just looking at Must's base, there's not a lot of stuff there. He is going to shut down Draw's expansion here. Draw has a pretty good-sized army, has incorporated Storm in now. Is there an observer with this army? There's still no observer with this army, so DTs could be effective here again. Draw moving in with the shuttle. What defenses are here? There are no defenses, but at the same time, there's not really any probes to kill. Oh, now transferring back probes to kill. Okay. He might be able to snipe the Templar Archives if he wanted to go for that. It would stop Storm, but he wouldn't know that Storm is researching, so probably not going to be trying to target that down. There's Zealots waiting there to engage, but there is no observer. There's no observer. There's the observer. It's coming back. Oh, he's going to lose the Nexus again. Going to kill off the Templar Archives. I don't know if Storm finished. I don't know what this is. Fish trying to tell me things. The observer finally comes back. I think 3 DTs might be. It will probably be able to beat. Yeah, it's 3 DTs certainly beats 3 Zealots. Or at least I thought they did. Maybe not. Oh, 1 DT isn't paying attention. I think Draw's trying to be cute and hide it here, but there's an observer. So, Must totally sees that DT. There we go. Going to be cute and hide this other one, though. That hide will work out a little bit better. Draw finally establishing the supply lead that was inevitable. Up about 30 supply at this point. Retaking this base. Oh, looks like he was just a smidgen too early on the probe transfer, though. Nexus hasn't quite warped in. That's fine. Already 1-1 for Draw, getting good upgrades, and what? Why? Feedback? I guess he wants to feed back some Templar when he goes in? Unless he's just styling at this point and gonna go mind control something for kicks? Dude, he could totally put the Dark Archon in the shuttle and then sneak into Must's base and mind control a probe. And then he could build a Protoss base over here. Then he'd have 2 Protoss bases. Yeah. That'd be pretty sick. That'd actually be quite lolsy if Draw mind controlled a probe just to fly it over and build a hidden expo with it. Anyway, Draw doing a good job of scouting out with probes and pylons and whatnot, just to make sure that his opponent is not taking a hidden expo. At this point, that's pretty much the only way Must is going to get back into this game. Either that or some really, really lucky DTs. Supply lead now extended up to 50. Draw with a horribly scary composition. 4 Archons, lots of speed lots, Templars, even a Dark Archon. Compared to a whole lot of speed lots. And Draw's composition, 5 Archons just going to chew through this. Sees it with the Observer, should know now that he can go in for the kill, and yep, looks like he's moving in. Will he get some feedbacks off? He has enough energy for 2. I want to see 2 kills on that Dark Archon. I want to see it. I want to see it. Oh, not going to go up the ramp, going to go try to play the sneaky play. On this map, you can try to sneak around this side, and if you get up, then you won't have to deal with the high ground disadvantage, but you can get cut off. So it can be a little bit risky doing that. Going to work out perfectly fine, though. Must unable to punish. Must is leading with the with the High Templar, and there we go. There was 1 feedback. But the rest of the storms are going off. And there goes most of Must's Zealots. He has a core of Dragoon. He still does have a good, an okay number of Zealots left. I don't know where Draw's going. But he's coming back now. Storm going down once again. Another feedback on the Dark Archon. Looking pretty good, Draw. But forced to pull back again? I don't... He must have made some serious micro mistakes to have lost that battle, but I'm not sure exactly where the mistakes was. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 Gs. That's like 5 GGs. That's how awesome that game was. Sass is up 2-0. Alright. Game number 3, Eon Zerg versus Zaraki. The battle of the only 2 players in Spain? In the bottom, excuse me, in the bottom right, we have Zaraki. Zaraki, who, when using the Sass tag, does not capitalize his name. I appreciate that, Team Sass, not allowing your players to capitalize their names most of the time. And in the top position, we have the opposite of that, IFU Eon Zerg, who is yellow. So, ZVZ on Aztec with Zaraki scouting in the correct direction, Eon Zerg in the wrong direction. Alright. Probably not going to see funky in base 12 hatch with +1 lings this game. Although if that was the new Sass team build, I'd be all for it. But Eon Zerg is going to 9-pull, like his fellow IFU member Oxzerg. What exactly is Zaraki going to do? He has the Overlord on the way. Overlord spawns, and we'll see. He's up to 200 minerals now. He did something weird where he didn't have 3 larvae immediately when the Overlord spawned. I'm not sure exactly why he couldn't make 3 drones at once, but whatever the reason is, spawning pool down. So Zaraki will have Lings out with plenty of time to defend against. Well, not plenty of time, but he will have time before Eon Zerg's Lings can arrive, as his spawning pool finishes now. So A1 doesn't know what the GSTL is. Ha ha ha. GSTL is StarCraft 2 Pro League. I don't know who won it though. I didn't watch. I think it was Startail versus Prime. One of the teams was Startail. I don't know who the other one was. I don't know who won. But 6 Lings are on the way. And Zaraki's 6 Lings have hatched. They will be there to defend against the hatchery. And Zaraki's going to play it safe. Oh! I was going to say Zaraki's going to play it safe and bring 2 drones along, because some players try to get a little bit fancy and not send 2 drones, but it's going to cost Zaraki, and that's why some players choose not to do it, because you can get those 2 drones sniped if you're not completely careful. Eons are going for a run by into the main, and yes, we'll get all of the Lings in. So 5 Lings attacking the drones, and Zaraki's already lost 2. Taking out the gas drone now. Zaraki should not be having this much trouble. Speed has just kicked in for Eon Zerg, so it's now going to be even harder to prevent them from getting kills. Yet another drone goes down, and another. Yes, and another. That is 5 drone kills for Eon Zerg, and he is working his way back from the initial economic deficit. Now retreating the Lings because he realizes that Zaraki will be in the correct position, and Zaraki is going to go for the immediate counterattack. I think he realizes that he should realize that he has an overwhelming number of Lings, yet he does not have a very good economy. And Eon Zerg responds to this, throwing down the creep colony very preemptively, going to try to stop Zaraki from doing any damage. He can try to block the ramp, but that's so many fewer Lings that it might not even be worth it. I guess he did need to stall just a little bit longer to let the second colony finish. But now that it's done. Alright. Zaraki poking in, trying to snipe off some fringe drones. And now, I think they're trying to get into position for the sunken colony. They're glitching out a little bit because of pathfinding. And now Zaraki's going to pull back after losing most of them. And Zaraki, how many drones does he have? 1, 2, 3, 4... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I do believe that's 9 with none on gas, and then 2 here. And Zaraki getting the evolution chamber. I was like, is he gonna get +1? But no, he's just getting it for the spore colonies. It's completely reasonable. Spore colonies going to be up. Where are the mutalisks? Interesting. Eon Zerg did not have a lot of gas. He's only had 1 on gas this entire time. Normally you put 3 on gas so you have a little bit of a surplus, so that you can get out a fair number of mutalisks. But no. He's just going to have the money for 1 and now has money for a second. One mutalisk is going to force Zaraki back, but there's not a lot of damage he can do beyond that. And if he doesn't start to make more mutalisks now, then he won't. It'll be hard for him to maintain an advantage once Zaraki ever gets to lair. But that might not be for a while. Is he? Zaraki's not even mining gas. Zaraki's not even mining gas. I mean, he could just try to build a bunch of Lings and attack and win. You're +1. The two backs and Lings will actually miss each other in the middle of the map just barely. I think Eon Zerg dodged out of the way just a little bit. But I don't know why he would want to create this situation. Lings going in for Zaraki. There is one sunken colony and the other creep colony going down, but that's not going to be anywhere close to in time. And Zaraki now pulling back with his Lings. He does not want to go for the base race, but the base race might be the best option here because Eon Zerg is going to be able to do a lot of damage. There's no sunken colonies down to try to defend the drones, and Zaraki can try to pull it, but will he be able to do enough with the pull? Eon Zerg is going to be able to do a lot of damage here. Zaraki did absolutely nothing before immediately coming back. I don't know why the Mutalisk was not incorporated into this, but for whatever reason it wasn't. The spore colonies have gone down, so the Mutalisk can now fly in anyway. The layers canceled, and that hatchery looks like it's going to go down too. Zaraki making the decision to pull back with the Lings to try to save his base, but he's not able to save his base even with the pulled back Lings. Or at least not most of it. Mutalisk coming in can harass the probes a little bit, but there's a spore colony on the way. The Mutalisk will still be able to park over here, though. The spore colony is not in a good position at all. And is Zaraki going to go for the counterattack now? Engagement in the middle of the map. Both players trying to send in Lings, but Eon Zerg is going to get the best of it. Force Zaraki back once again. But all these defenses are spore colonies. None of them are sunkens. So unless Zaraki can make a lot of Lings here, Eon Zerg is going to be able to continue to funnel in. And GG, Eon Zerg takes Sass's first win, bringing the score 2-1. Or IFU's first win. Excuse me, IFU's first win, bringing the score 2-1. Alright. So, game number 4, which is Finger versus Ziki. Finger versus Ziki. In the bottom right position, we have IFU's Finger, who is the green Protoss. And in the top position, we have Sass Zaraki as the blue Zerg. This is in fact a best of one. Zerg boy is right. Apparently Finger does not want his team captain to be there. So, Zerg boy is going to leave. That's nice of them. Okay. Well, here's Ziki. Ziki, the greatest foreigner of us all. The man who can actually kind of take games off of Koreans. He's really good. He's really good in the Korean sense of good, that there's nothing wrong with him. He may not have something that he particularly excels at, but it doesn't matter because he plays everything else so solidly. Ooh, and he's gonna 9-pull. And on the other side we have Finger. I got a message on Skype that I have to go check real quickly, just to make sure I'm not doing something horribly. Change Rocky to Ziki. Thank you. Yeah. He's so excited about Ziki, didn't bother to change his name. There's a Z in Zaraki, there's a Z in Ziki. Those are like the only players with Z's in their names, right? Except for all those dudes with triple Z's in their names. Game ZZZ and ZZZ0. Right? We'll probably create a list of everybody who has a Z in their name. Skylime has a Z in his name, even though it's like not a Z. It's a Y, but the Hungarian keyboard or whatever. I don't know. I do not know. I actually don't know why he spells it that way. So, Finger with the absolute fastest +1 possible. Like, stupidly fast +1. Ziki scouted in the wrong direction with his Overlord in terms of he didn't go to the closest natural, but going to find his opponent first. And Okay. This is going to be one hell of a timing attack with +1 slow lots. Zeki's 9 pool not going to be able to punish this, though. The cannon should be in... Oh, well, not quite. He didn't pull probes. If he had pulled probes, the cannon probably would have been able to get up in time, but there's only one cannon. Oh, the lings can't get all in. Zeke messes up his micro just a little bit there. Does not get all of his lings attacking, but it's only going to cost him 2 lings. Or 1 ling, because the probes would have gotten that ling anyway. And now Zeke's going to focus down this pylon that will unpower the forge, prevent that upgrade from happening. And is that cannon actually in range of this pylon? Apparently it is, because it... Wait, do unpowered buildings build? I can't remember. I don't know. But Zeke's attacking, picking off some probes. Speed has kicked in. So now Finger really just needs to micro very, very well at this point to try to not lose too much to Zeke's lings. I'm pretty sure unpowered buildings still build, but then it won't be able to do anything. Yep, okay. That was unpowered. So it's only one cannon, and it's one cannon that's pretty open. It's going to be hard to drill effectively there. Oh, but Zeke's going to pull back. Well, by taking out that pylon, he did delay the +1 a bit, as it cannot, it is not researching while the forge is unpowered. Interesting, and now the cyber core going down. I'm surprised by the cyber core. If you're getting +1 that quickly, is he going to try to get speed too? I don't think he can get speed in time for that +1 finishing, because he needs to build the rest of the cyber core and then the citadel and then get speed. Well, we'll see. Zeke's throwing down the fast Hydralisk Den, and it looks like he wants to go in for a well, it's not even really a Hydralisk bust, as there is no wall to bust through, but just kind of a Hydralisk attack. Finger now getting more gateways, but what is he going to use the gate? What is he going to use the cyber core for? Is it for tech or is it for goons? I don't know. Okay, appears to be he's going to throw down Citadel. Yep, it is going to be for speed, but that speed is just going to be so much later than the +1. And if you're going to wait for speed and +1 anyway, this build did not speed up that attack very much. So... Well, slow Hydralisk moving out, speed is just about to finish, and then range will begin after that. And a Dragoon? Why are you making Dragoons? Just... No, seriously, there's no reason you should be making goons. Making goons is bad. 1 Zealot sniped, 2 Zealot snipes, 3? No, you can't quite snipe the last one. He'll be able to put some shots on it. But Finger is really going to have to panic here. He does not have a lot to deal with Hydralisks at this point. He's going to take out one of the gateways that is building a Zealot. Zealot will not get out. And Finger going for the fast Templar Archives. I do not know what he intended to do with this build, but clearly it did not work out for him. All the lings have gone down, but so has the gateway, so has the Templar Archives, and now the rest of Finger's units. He only has a single goon left. He doesn't even have goon range, so he can't pretend to snipe Hydralisks with that. There are a couple cannons in the back. They're going to be a little bit annoying, but the Hydralisks can range so much without even dealing with the cannons. Looks like that cannon... Ooh, nice by Zeke. He's pulling back his Hydralisk before it even gets a shot off. And immediately back to attacking. Final gateway goes down. It's just a bunch of cannons left and one Zealot trying to hide. GG from Finger. Zeke takes game number 4. Go one more. Oh, Zeke has no time. No time for this nub. Trying to go one base speed lot timing attack. So, this has been a very fast clan war. We're 50 minutes in and already 4 games done. Not even 50 minutes in because I didn't start it exactly at 8 and it's not quite 8:50. But we're going on to game number 5. TTF versus Lockdog. Okay, so TVP. This one should take a little bit longer than the rest of the games have been. I don't know. Alright, top position. We have Sass Lockdog. Lockdog, who is white. And in the bottom position, we have IFU's TTF as red. I'm not sure I understand Skylime's insult in chat, because he's making fun of Zeke, insinuating that he's a sheep herder. But unless Zeke actually is a farmer, it doesn't make sense, because the only reference frame he would have is that he's Hungarian, and Hungarian people are poor. But Skylime is Hungarian, so he can't make fun of Hungarians for being poor. So I'm confused. Zeke actually works in a chocolate factory. All that Hungarian chocolate. That's unconfirmed. VOD viewers, I do not know if Zeke works in a chocolate factory. I'm just reading stream chat. Hungary obviously not known for chocolate. I'm trying to think of what Hungary does export. Like, probably wool. Wool and bad country puns. Nope. Don't know enough about my geopolitics to know what Hungary's primary export is. Probably like pirated movies. That seems reasonable. TTF going for gas first before expanding. So we'll get at least a factory down and then either expand after getting a tank out or go for something more aggressive with dropship play or 2-fact play. Main export is machinery. Okay. Seems like kind of an odd thing, but okay. Yeah, it's a dinosaur. Okay, there are plenty of like random skulls and dead animal carcasses as decorations on maps. Why do you never see any of those alive animals? I mean, for practical purposes, no, you couldn't have an animal that was this big walking around on the map. But from the other's perspective, why do you never see like an Ursidon carcass just kind of lying around on a snow map? I mean, you can have vulture carcasses and siege tank carcasses, but never animals that are actually existing currently. So, Siege Tank's on the way. He hasn't quite started siege mode yet. Should be starting now, though. should be starting next now. Should be starting now. You're getting pretty high. You're getting pretty high money-wise. Why are you not starting siege mode? Okay. Okay, he's not going to start siege mode. That's fine. Siege mode's for suckers, man. He's just going to push out. There we go. There's some siege mode. So this is going to be a little bit stronger of an FD push in that he has extra marines, but no vultures, and no vultures on the way means that it's going to be harder for him to reinforce, and Lockdog micros his goons properly to not take too many tank hits as he kills the marines. Alright. Lockdog now, though, forced to pull back 2 tanks is a little bit too much, especially with the marines protecting him. And Lockdog can get the observatory after that. So, a little bit of an unfortunate start for TTF with that. Building extra marines, going out for a push, and then having it just really fizzle out. But now he's going out for another push, 4 marines and 3 tanks now. This is going to be pretty scary considering that he does have siege mode. But Lockdog should be able to handle it. He has a very good number of dragoons. He'd have to really mess up to allow those tanks to kill off very many of them. Ooh. TTF, nice, putting his tank up on the high ground to make this engagement even stronger, and the goons are moving in, but that tank on the high ground is certainly going to be good. Sieged up one of the tanks, keeps one of them unsieged, and is going to force Lockdog back again. So trades 1 tank for 2 dragoons, and now in position again to do more damage. Gets another goon. Okay, this is working out pretty well for TTF. Now trying to lay mines. That's going to prevent Lockdog from really engaging that, although there is an observer out. But with 1 more tank, I'd say, TTF is going to make this a pretty hard position to break. And the dragoons are going in as the other tank doesn't quite have a chance to siege up. You can see that with the observer, but no, can't attack. I think he actually just moved forward to snipe the mine, then tried to move back, but it didn't work out for him because he lost a dragoon. And now TTF's building a bunker. Quite the cute little strategy here. He's gonna bunker hop his way in. And Lockdog's actually going to have some trouble dealing with this at the moment, because those siege tanks are going to be placed in such a good position. He can place them behind the wall here, use the bunkers for cover. There are mines being laid down as well, and Lockdog only has a bunch of dragoons. He really needs zealots at this point to have a chance, but with the bunkers, the zealots won't even be that effective. Throwing down a supply depot even. More factories back at home. TTF, there we go. Not using them. And laying the gas getting a little bit high. You should probably add on 1 more machine shop to get out some extra tanks instead of just so many vultures. But the zealots loaded up into the shuttle. There's a dragoon and 2 zealots. That dragoon's gonna die in 1 hit though, so that's not going to be the best thing to try to drop. And here goes Lockdog for the break. Will he be able to get it? It is not looking good at the moment. He doesn't manage to get anything. There we go. Okay, takes out the tanks. Is he gonna get the last tank? Okay. That was very close from getting absolutely nothing, but he does kill all the tanks. Will not be able to finish off the bunker. But tanks are dead, SCVs are dead, and but vultures running into the main. 2 of them, 2 vultures, very scary. Kill off these probes so fast before Lockdog can get his units into position to defend. Luckily, Lockdog did throw down the pylon here to prevent vultures from running down the back, but he's laying a mine! He's laying a mine! Oh, that was close to blowing up both zealots and all those probes. But yet another wave of vultures coming in. So many mines being laid down. This must be so hard for Lockdog to deal with. Just this constant barrage of vultures. Probes being pulled off mining at the natural, and the Dragoons can't even get down to engage it because the Siege Tank is such a good position. Siege Tank's actually able to siege down the Nexus from there because Siege Tank range is way too long. And the shuttle is loaded up once again, but the Marines are coming out. The Marines are coming out and the shuttle's low health. Nope, shuttle's backing off. If they had stim, they could get it. But without stim, I don't think they're going to quite be able to kill it before it at least gets something off. So, Lockdog moving forward again. Oh, taking 2 mine hits, though. Now the bombs are going down, but there are too many vultures for bombs to work. Especially with only 1 siege tank there. Or 1 siege tank sieged, at least. And vultures moving in. Vultures versus pure goon. The tank can move forward now. Siege up in a dominant position at that choke. Oh, mine drag. Mine drags do take out the tank. And all the Marines were out of the bunker, so the Marines go down as well. The Zealots have died, but there's still a good goon core left. And 1 siege tank, he needs to siege up that siege tank to try to take out some of these goons, so he has a chance here. There we go, it's sieged up, and with a huge minefield, 1 siege tank is going to be enough to hold back all of those Dragoons. Is the shuttle dead? It looks like the shuttle's dead. Meanwhile, TTF, up to 4 factories. Wow, he's just flooding with vultures. Only 1 machine shop, now getting attack upgrades. And Lockdog slowly making progress with this, but it is a very rough climb to try to get back. Vulture run by once again, but not going to be able to get too much damage done. He didn't quite finish off this Nexus. It still has 240 hit points and then whatever shields it can regenerate. And oh, you put more Marines into the bunker. Lockdog not in a good position to attack it, though. Okay, he finally moved out of range of the bunker. No SCVs to repair, so the ranged Dragoons will be able to take it out, even though it's just a few shooting at it. And Lockdog has, I think that counts as breaking the contain, because he can now get out, at least, and go around the right side, but there's still quite the Terran presence here. Nice. Love that, seeing TTF taking out a mine, just to make sure that he doesn't do too much damage to himself. And how much splash damage is going to happen? Not a lot. The tanks are not shooting at these back units. They're managing to focus mostly on the front. Now starting to, now splashing itself. He's only going to lose 1 tank, though, in that engagement. And the goons took too long to take out the mines to really capitalize on that. Shuttle flying back home to pick up more units. But there's still a formidable wall. A Zealot comes in, going to be able to mine drag that tank. Does not quite kill it, though. So still 3 tanks remaining for TTF. TTF managing to float his engineering bay all the way across the map to give himself vision over that hill. And now trying to drop a Dragoon. That will work. And oh! Drops the Dragoon, kills the tank with Splash, and then shoots the other low health tank. So, nice Dragoon there, taking out 2 tanks. This Nexus is down to 2 health. It's down to 2 health, and I don't think that there's any way he can save it. No, the Nexus does go down. These probes need to pull back so he doesn't lose too many more of them to vultures. But that was what Lockdog really needed to hold on to. As long as he held on to that Nexus, he had a chance. But after losing that, with such a supply deficit, I do not think that there's a way he can come back in this. And TTF's heavy aggression is going to work out brilliantly for him. Dropping another Dragoon. Yeah, too many vultures for drops to work. TTF's unsieges. There's nothing in the natural as these speed zealots retreat, but the speed zealots will not be able to do a lot against speed vultures. Not a lot at all. Did he load him up? He loaded up 2 of them. Oh. Yeah, Lockdog only has 2 zealots. And Lockdog leaves the game! No! Why don't you people GG? Okay, well, Either way, NB is going to go against a team with somebody suspended. Either Lockdog or Oxerg. Come on, man, it's not that hard. Just 3 keystrokes. It's just 3 keystrokes, man. Alright. Game number 6, IFU versus SAS. IFU needs to win 1 more and then win an ace match versus Zeke. And 6 is going to be Paul Mall versus Cashew. Interesting. What race is Cashew gonna play? There is no Alfio. Alfio got a 3-week ban? Or was it a 6-week ban? I don't know. He's banned for the rest of the playoffs. Alfio. Okay. So, we have SAS Cashew as the Orange Zerg. He will be playing, quote-unquote, his main race. But Cashew really plays all of the races and all the matchups. He's just that kind of guy. And in the bottom position, we have IFU's Paul Mall. I do not know how many L's there are in Paul Mall. I'm going to guess 3. 3? 4. It is 4. And with a capital M. Okay. I can do that. There we go. He is blue. Okay. So, Paul Mall will scout out Cashew first. And Cashew could turn around this Overlord if he wanted. No, he couldn't. He sees the probe coming in, but doesn't know which direction it came from. So he is forced to send the Overlord all the way over, and then see that he's not there. He'll know Paul Mall's at 7. Excuse me. I woke up a little bit too early today. I'm really angry. Because, I'm not talking about Pro League finals or anything, but I set my alarm for 3 a.m. Or I tried to set my alarm for 3 a.m., but I set it for 3 p.m. So I woke up at 5 anyway, and I missed some of it. And I'm sad. I'm gonna catch the rest of it on VODs. Because apparently, stuff happened in the first games. That's all I'm gonna say. Stuff happened. It may or may not have been entertaining. I haven't seen it, so I actually don't know if it's entertaining or not. So, canceling the Manor Pylon, just trying to delay that hatchery from going down. And he seemed to be doing a pretty effective job as Cashew walked all the way out and then came back and throws down the Manor Pylon once again. Does manage to pick up the probe with the drone. And now we'll attack the pylon. Should cancel it. There we go. So doing a pretty good job of delaying it. Cashew's up to 600. He does not quite hit 600. Almost. And before moving out, and Cashew has a lot of lings out on the field. Already 8, 9, 10. But with no gas. Hatchery number 3 going down, but hatchery 3 being placed close, which is not usual in O. Ooh, Cashew scouting in the wrong direction. Based on the scouting timing of that first probe, he definitely should have known that his opponent was cross. Just a little bit of a mistake there. And Paul Mall with a terrible wall. This is not tight. It's gateway over forge, not gateway under forge. Oh, this is not going to end well. There's only one cannon. There's one cannon, there's 10 lings. There's one cannon, there's 10 lings, and they're just going to run by. Oh, wow, only 3 dead. There are 7 slow lings. Luckily for Paul Mall, Cashew did not get speed. But unluckily for him, he has 7 lings in his base. Gonna go for the cannon defense. If that cannon finishes, it's going to cut down all aggression, but these Zerglings are actually doing a lot of damage to the Nexus. Paul Mall needs to pull his probes to try to stop that from going down. It's already under 500 health. It's under 500 health. They're going right back at it. 400 health, 300 health, 200 health, 100 health. And it's... Oh! With the final hit! With the final hit, the Link gets it a GG! Oh! Cashew! Cashew. Literally. Like, if that Nexus had 15 more health, it would have lived. Because the Zealot would have been able to kill the last Ling. There was only one Ling left. It only had 2 shots. Oh, and Sass wins. In the shortest 6-game clan war I have ever casted. Just about an hour. GG. Sass will be moving on. Good stuff. So, next week's matchups are LRM, or no, excuse me, not LRM, Reps versus GT, and Sass versus NB. I don't know who's casting what, I don't know when they're casted, so keep an eye out on the thread for those. And then there will be ISL as well. Lots of good stuff coming up. Thank you to the sponsors. Twitch TV, Nerbopolis and Prowler. And I am a lot happier with Twitch TV now that the helicoptering thing is fixed. Even though it wasn't Twitch TV's fault, but I'm a lot happier. I'm just a happier person in general. All right, good stuff. Thank you all for watching. See you guys next time.